Information tonight on a federal investigation involving the Lee County Sheriff's Office. Thank you for watching the Night Beat. I'm Emma Heaton.
And I'm Russ McCaskey. The federal government subpoenaed the county's Building and Permitting Services Office for records on both the Sheriff's Office headquarters and Sheriff Carmine Marceno's home. The county clerk of court says his warning to commissioners about the Sheriff's Office spending fell on deaf ears. And now one local leader is speaking out.
Lincoln News anchor Claire Galt explains if county commissioners could have stepped in sooner.
This letter shows county leaders got a heads up about potential trouble at the Lee County Sheriff's Office and the need to, quote, preserve the financial interest of the taxpayers. Clerk of Courts Kevin Carnes sent this to the county manager and the county attorney last month. It let them know an external auditor wanted to audit LCSO. Late Tuesday afternoon, I asked Carnes, knowing what we know now, has your concern grown?
Definitely. I mean, there's always more questions to ask when something like this nature happens.
Something like this being proof of a federal investigation involving Lee County Sheriff Carmine Marceno. On October 29th, Kevin Carnes sent this letter warning Lee County government leaders. There was word of trouble brewing in the sheriff's office.
That was sent to them. The ball is in their court.
For months, the sheriff has been at the center of allegations surrounding videos like this one, where Marceno takes cash from a Bonita Springs jeweler. Marceno's attorney confirmed that man is the sheriff, but said this was a legitimate transaction. The sheriff's opponent in the last election, Mike Hollow, was quick to suggest fraud before people went to the polls.
As stewards of taxpayer dollars, when you hear the word fraud, we owe it to the taxpayers to do our due diligence and make sure that we're dotting I's and crossing T's.
Tuesday morning, I confirmed the Lee County Building and Permitting Services Office has been served a subpoena involving an investigation into Sheriff Marceno. Carnes hasn't seen it, doesn't know if it says anything about fraud, but he thinks taxpayers need to know where the Lee County Sheriff's Office money is going. I
think if there is a concern about the building department, there might be value in looking into their policies and procedures and making some recommendations back to the county commissioners.
Carnes' letter says his warnings were shot down. The clerk of courts wrote, quote, county leadership and the undersheriff expressed passionate disagreement with most of the external auditor's perspective. Commissioner Brian Hammond told me it's not up to commissioners.
So the Board of County Commissioners doesn't have the ability under Florida law to call for an audit on the sheriff's office or to force him to undergo an audit.
You say you can't do it, but do you think an audit should be done at this point?
I have tremendous respect for the investigative processes that have been reported that are happening. I think it's important not to get in the way of any investigation that would happen.
Hammond did say he believes Carnes can do an audit himself and he would encourage him to do so if he feels necessary. Now, the sheriff's office sent me this response. It reads, quote, as has been the case every year, all funds have been accounted for and all audits have determined the agency's protocols more than sufficient. Back to you.